Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Joe Sidoti here. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a two-part series, and in this video, I'm going to discuss the problem with a lot of virtual instruments and their default settings and why they're bad and what you need to do to fix it. Now, there's so much to cover, I can't really get it all done in one video, so that's why this is going to be a two-part series. Make sure to be on the lookout for the other video. All right, let's dive in. Okay, here we are in Pro Tools, and first things first, I want to talk about meters. These are the meters that I'll typically use. My favorite meter is this one here from Waves. This is just a basic VU meter. Then another one from Waves, this is the Doro. This is actually an emulation of an old classic meter. It's very helpful and has been industry standard for years. And here's this other meter that I really like. It's free, by the way. You can go to ulean.com, I believe. I'll put a link in the description to be able to get this plugin. You can pay for a pro version, but I've just got the free version and it's very helpful. That is the meters. Now, it's very important that you know how to use your meters. What's the difference between DBFS and VU and digital versus analog and all that? I go over that in the other video in this series, so be sure to check that video out where I really go into depth in the difference between meters. But the purpose of the meters in this video is just to show you signal and show you what's hot and what's not. All right. Okay, so let's bring up the first virtual instrument that I've got. This is Boom. It is a drum machine from Avid. It's part of the Air Instruments bundle. And I have recalled Urban 1, and I'm just going to press play, and I want you to watch these meters, and I want you to watch these meters and see how hot it is. Here we go. Okay, look at that. We were up to -1. 1 away from 0. And remember, above 0 is clipping, digital clipping. This is bad. Now, it's okay to have your full mix that's been mastered be this hot, but we're talking about individual elements that then get stacked on top of each other, and there has to be enough room to squeeze all of that in. So that's the issue with some of these virtual instruments, is they start you off in a spot that's not healthy. They're setting you up for failure. That's just one example, the Boom. Let's bring up Vacuum. Here is again, this comes with Pro Tools, and I've just got the factory default, whatever this is. I'm gonna bring up, again, pay attention to the meters, and pay attention to these, the VU meter. Okay, you see how that VU meter is pegged? I mean, it's solid in the red. And this is why the VU meter is so important. It gives you a sense of how hot your signal is. When you use the standard DAW meter, it really is a bad scale, and it makes you think that your signal isn't hot enough. So you end up cranking it because it looks so small, but you're being deceived. Let's bring up another example. This is a soft synth called Biotech, and I simply recalled a preset. I was going through some presets. Greasy Geese. Let's see what this one does. Let's pay attention to those meters again. Whoa. Okay. Well, we saw what that did. Red, clip, overs, right? So this soft synth is setting us up for failure. once you have a couple of these tracks, the boom and the vacuum and this biotech, I mean, you're slamming your master bus and you've got no headroom. And don't forget that if you're putting plugins on this stuff that have been tailored to an analog signal, you're through the roof and you're no longer hearing what the manufacturer intended for you to hear. So this is a big deal. I just want to make sure that you're understanding that some of these plugins are just too hot by default. Now, how do you fix it? Well, that's easy. You just turn it down. So let's go to vacuum, come right here to my volume. So this was whatever default is set to 0, and I'm just going to turn it down. Let's turn it down 7.3. What does that look like? Boom, that's more like it. I should have cleared these, but you can tell that that is so much better, but we had to bring it down 7 dB just to get it to a decent signal. There you have it. I mean, that's how you fix it, right? That's not rocket science. You just turn the plug-in down. Don't turn the fader down, because then you're just turning down signal that's probably too hot, that's going through plugins that was not designed for signal as hot as it was. It's just bad gain structure. So just turn the output of the plugin down and then press record. Okay, and just so that we're not always only in Pro Tools, I just brought up a Logic session, and I want to show you how I just recalled a setting there, and it does the same thing. I just don't want to be biased. I want you to know that this is a widespread issue, but it's not a real issue if you know how to deal with it. So here's Logic, and I've got, what is this? A polyphonic synth is in. Are we getting signal? Yep. Look how hot that is. It clipped. I mean, it's in the red. So again, they're setting you up for failure. So this is just an example to show you, you've got to be careful. You got to watch out for these things, and you got to start paying attention to these dang meters. Okay, let's recap. What did we talk about in this video? 1, get to know meters. Find a good meter plugin, use it often, use it every time you're using your DAW. I don't care. I always have mine up. I always want to know. So 1, get to know your meters and use them. 2, you can just simply turn the output of the plugin down. I mean, that's the simplest thing. That's the fix. That's all you really have to do. Of course, you always can save your own default preset. I've got another video where I explain to you how to do that in Pro Tools, so I'll put a link to that on the screen as well as in the description, so you can go check that out. And that'll really help you just from the get-go not have any VIs that are too loud. I understand you might have some more questions, right? This is kind of open-ended, but that's on purpose. We're going to keep digging into this a little bit deeper and talk more about levels and how it affects your mix, so be sure to look out for that video. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really do hope that you're getting something out of this channel, that this video was helpful. Maybe it opened your eyes to realize that you're not even paying attention to meters, and now you're gonna start. So that's awesome. But please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please be sure to leave a comment below. Let me know if you're digging what I'm putting out. It really helps me to know if these topics are what you're interested in, or if you've got some other topics you'd like to discuss. That's where you can tell me, and I'll be happy to make a video about that. So again, guys, thanks so much. We'll see you on the next video.